Good afternoon, guys. This is our third class with the junior high and high school kids studying 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. Today we will continue in 1st Timothy chapter 2, and we will be talking about verses 1 through 8. So like usual, I am going to read a couple verses, give a couple thoughts, and then we will continue this conversation on Monday. And I hope this helps you guys and gives you some things to meditate on. And like always, if there's any questions, if there's anything that I wasn't clear about, or any questions that you had, please feel free to ask. And like I said, I hope this helps. So we will start in 1 Timothy chapter 2, and we'll read the first verse. So first of all, then I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgivings be made for all people, for kings and all who are in high positions, that we may lead a peaceful and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way. So Paul starts out with telling Timothy that we are we are to be praying, right? We are to be asking God for things that we need. We're supposed to be praying for other people, and we're supposed to be praying in a we're supposed to be praying with thanksgiving. So specifically, I want to focus on supplications for a minute. We can definitely make supplications for material things, but we can also ask for spiritual blessings that we desire, if we desire them to glorify God. So as examples, this could be spiritual peace, patience, or gentleness. One thing that I try to remember is when I pray for something, I don't automatically get what I prayed for. If I'm praying for gentleness, then I'm going to get opportunities to show a gentle spirit and to have a gentle spirit. So it's not just, you ask for something and you get it, but, excuse me, but you're praying for something, and then you get an opportunity to live and to be glorifying to God through your actions and your decisions. So the next thought I had was we are blessed with so many things from our Creator. We must remember to pray with thanks, and not only to give thanks to those that is as easy or convenient to pray for, but to all people. So we know that we're supposed to be praying for our enemies, and we're supposed to be praying for those that annoy us. And I know that that is easier said than done, but when we are focused on having a thankful heart, then that tends to be easier. Verse 2 makes me think about 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6, which reads, "Godliness with contentment is great gain." So I wanted to I wanted to pose a question. As Christians, we are to live peaceful lives, godly and dignified. Is that something that you can say about your life? Do you live a peaceful, godly, dignified life? So that's something that we can meditate on, and I know that it's important for us all to always be meditating on questions like that, and to always be looking in the mirror, and to see to take a true look at what reflects, right? We really want to identify any areas that aren't peaceful or godly, and to change those. And it is important that we do that. Let's continue in verse 3. "This is good, and it is pleasing in the sight of God our Savior, who desires all people to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth." Paul continues by telling Timothy why he should live in this way. We should do these things because they are good, and pleasing in the sight of God. And God desires all men to be saved. We are to live our lives as a testimony to the love of Jesus and to that truth. We are to be that light to others so that they can see through our actions, through our intentions, our words, our heart, hey, they're different. Why are they different? And then that gives us an opportunity to spread the gospel. Let's pick up in verse 5. For there is one God, and there is one mediator between God and men, the man Jesus Christ, who gave himself as a ransom for all, which is the testimony given at the proper time. Excuse me. Paul continues, for this I was appointed a preacher and an apostle. I am telling the truth, I am not lying, a teacher of the Gentiles in faith and truth. I desire then that in every place the men should pray, lifting holy hands without anger or quarreling. Paul tells Timothy to pray everywhere, pray without ceasing. Um, oops, let me back up. I skipped my comment on verse 5. Verse 5, for there is one God and there is one mediator between God and men, the man Jesus Christ. So we know that Jesus is our mediator and he delivers our prayers to the Father. Jesus intercedes on our behalf and bridges the gap between us and the Father. Without him, we would not be able to have a relationship with the Father. Without the sacrifice that Jesus paid, we wouldn't be able to pray to him. So we are to be thankful and and obey Jesus and love others and um, live our lives in a way that is glorifying to him because of his sacrifice we are able to have a relationship with God the Father, and that's such a powerful thing, and it's such a cool thing. We'll continue in verse 8, and Paul tells Timothy to pray everywhere. So we know to pray without ceasing, but to do so without wrath and without doubt. So I want you guys to think about your lives and how you interact in situations. It's okay if you have wrath or you have doubt. We have all been there and we've all dealt with those things. But we do want to handle them if we are struggling with those things. The best thing you can do when you have those feelings is to turn to God in prayer and with thanks, thank him for all that he has given you and ask him to help you. If we study his word and learn what he tells us to do in different situations, he will provide answers. Like we talked about earlier, if we are praying for something, then we get an opportunity in life to implement that and to practice that. So it's not just a ask and get type thing, but we learn through these different situations. That's all the thoughts I had for verses 1 through 8, which is what we were supposed to be covering this week. I hope you guys got benefit out of this, and I hope that it gives you some things to meditate on. Like I said at the beginning, please feel free to reach out if there's anything that I overlooked that you want to talk about, or anything that you're struggling with, and we can help you with. I look forward to continuing our conversation on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right, I'll talk to you all soon.